When I was considering starting the company, I fundamentally realized that the space manufacturing problem is a reentry problem, that was the fundamental, sort of limiter in a lot of ways. Getting to space is definitely hard, but maybe coming back from space is even harder, because when you're getting to space, really the rocket, what it's doing is it's basically going up and then it's going sideways super, super fast. And in order to come back from space, you could do two things. You could send a fully fueled Falcon 9 all the way to space, somehow get it up there and just use that to slow you down. Or you can take the cheaper way coming back and instead just hit the atmosphere and basically use the atmosphere to slow you down. But when you're up there, you're basically going Mach 25. And so Mach 25, hitting the atmosphere at those speeds introduces some pretty complex factors. There's basically three main things that you get hit with. One is effectively like G forces or shock forces. Two, there's a thermal load. If you ever watch like the Tom Hanks, Apollo, film, he's coming back through reentry. There's all that, basically plasma around him and, basically that heat. And then the third is because you're going so fast, you're actually separating the individual atoms in the atmosphere from one another. So you actually form a plasma. And plasma also interacts, with, aerodynamic vehicles in very, sort of difficult to predict ways. And so the combination of all of those three factors, makes the reentry environment an incredibly difficult, environment to engineer for. When we thought about, Varda, especially in the early days, we fundamentally thought about it in some ways as like solve the reentry problem first, because if you prove to everybody that you can reenter on a regular basis, then the in-space manufacturing is sort of a walk in the park in comparison.